she had stopped drinking. After HentaiCon when she died, she's like, yeah, that was like the last time I ever really drank. And I'm like,
No,
oh,
we just retired for like a little bit.
no, but like she's legit said that on air. And when I thought about it, I'm like, you definitely drank with us at Anime California, and I think she pretty much came just to PMX to drink. She didn't go to
Yeah,
the con.
but she, no, but then she didn't like drink like terribly like bad, like throwing
I
up.
mean, I think terribly bad
Like,
that one time was just a lot, but she was still having several shots. Like,
I mean, Leslie just don't want to get like in wasted land like I did. I was super wasted.
that was funny. Are you eating an ice cream sandwich?
Ice cream.
No, a protein bar. Tastes like
Oh,
crap. It's not good.
that looks like I don't know if you. I don't know what are they actually
It's like a
called?
wafer.
Oh, I don't even know what the Spanish word is. Like those Mexican ice creams. The hell are they called? I don't even know what they call it. A popsicle, but like the rectangle ones.
I know what you're
It
talking about.
looks like you had a vanilla one or some shit, or like a coconut one. Because sometimes the coconut ones have
Oh,
Yo, the
coconut
coconut
in
ones
them.
are godlike.
Yeah,
Pilates or something like that.
yeah. It looked like you had one of those. I was so confused for a second. They put that word live everywhere, and then we can get the shizzo
What's
on
this?
the Rizzo.
Mexic? Is it
Live with
Yeah,
ups.
Pilates or Pilates.
Yeah. It sounds like you're saying Pleiades.
So they're like fruit ice cream.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but it sounded like you were saying Pleiades for a second. Pleiades.
No, I could hold up.
It was funny. I was thinking about Q today, and I was like, I wonder when I went to go look at her Twitch channel, and she hasn't streamed for like a month.
Weeks.
No,
It's been weeks.
yeah. Oh, I guess
I
it's been
haven't.
weeks
Me
because it
too.
hasn't been a
Hey,
full
look at
month.
Chopper right
It
here.
was like
She wants some of this protein bar.
I keep forgetting May just started, but yeah, the last time she streamed was like in the middle of April. And even then, I was that's why I was stooping this far. But even then, it was sporadic for a bit. So I'm like, is there a story to that? I haven't really
Maybe
talked to her.
work.
No,
Man,
Manuel,
it's been a
you
long
said
time
his
since
name
Mostly
three
work
times.
related.
Whose name did I say 3 times? Anyway, hey everyone, this is Ultra Podcast Z. If you're watching on YouTube, uh, uh, thank you. It's funny because when I look at these on YouTube, because they're using like the shoot and the shit type format, uh, part of me feels that if you're like a regular watcher, and there are like tens of you on YouTube, you might not recognize this as a UPZ. So yeah, thank you for
Oh no! I'm sorry, YouTube.
yeah.
I got crumbs all over my cat.
You gotta eat the cat now.
Oh, phrasing.
You gotta eat the cat.
Like, child, stay still, bro.
You gotta actually
So
get
this is how the stream.
the.
Watch this. You want some?
Oh, there
No,
I
you
go.
can't have any.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm all set up. This is uber professional. Well, because usually usually I'm setting this stuff up when. Oh shit, my thing turned on again. Usually, like when Weston, when JD is like setting up the pre thing, I'm still opening up Twitch and like doing the shares. So yeah. Anyways, I'm Manuel, A to J Connections. You know all that bullshit. Nyaru unfortunately had a dip at the last minute. She was supposed to be on tonight, which is unfortunate because I wanted to talk about. I don't know why I started doing this. I wanted to talk about Offkai Expo, but Warren was there. So Warren, introduce yourself.
What's up, guys? My name is Warren, aka Frederick Badman, aka that dude, but not that dude. Aka too many names, McGee. The funny thing is, this is how I introduced myself to Sarah.
Did you really? I didn't hear you.
You were? Oh, you didn't hear? Yeah, you were right there.
I think I was also really drunk. So yeah.
No, we haven't started. You hadn't started drinking yet.
Oh, we had it.
This
Oh.
is when I first came into the room. When you
You
first picked me up.
You told Sarah too many names, McGee. I didn't hear that.
I literally gave her the intro, and Callie looked at me and like was smiled. What else? Let's see. What else we plug? I'm also the DM currently on DTR, aka Drink Talk Rolls, where we play D&D and drink at the same time. We finally have rules for that. What else? Oh shit, I forgot to do metal reviews because I'm trying to finish actually the metal panel for Fanime. which
Fair.
is we revamped it. I'm almost done. I just have our honorable mentions, which is a fucking too fucking much. I'm kind of like scared. And then I also do A to J plays where we play RPGs and stuff. But lately we've been playing Elden Ring because we really I don't know. It's because I don't even really like, to be honest. One day I was like, let's just play Elden Ring, and we did, and we never went back to Wild Arms 2. So yeah,
because Snacks is coming back tomorrow. Snacks is coming back tomorrow, and I'm like, oh,
Yay.
I think he thinks that we're playing Wild Arms again. But I'm like, no, we're still playing Elden Ring. He's been gone for like 3 weeks. But
we
anyways,
literally have 1, 2, 3. We have 5 bosses left to beat
there
the
you
game.
go. Weston, introduce yourself.
I am Weston. Introduce myself.
Hold on, I'm sure you sound fine live. I need to put you up on my end because you're quieter than Warren is.
Oh,
Okay, then.
yeah, you know.
Oh, okay. You hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Hey, what's up?
Actually,
You
you
just
sound
you
better
sound
now.
a little. I just put you up to 100. Okay, what's
Okay.
up? Go.
Okay.
Go.
Well, you
Introduce.
sound fine. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up? This is West Assassin, aka Dr. West, aka Dark West, aka Fear Loading in Mushroom Kingdom Mario. And I need to take an acid trip right now because it's May.
It's May. It's May Rio month.
There you go. You
There's-
got it.
There's a lot of things there's a lot of things that's happening. Like, not a lot of things, like, because you're like, May is like anime. You said that yes, is it anime theme thing?
Yeah, it's anime.
Well, so we'll probably get to a little later.
We'll get to it
Because I
soon.
think
Yeah, I wanted to talk a
Um,
bit about Offkai because that's like our what are we doing kind of. What
Oh,
have
yeah.
we been doing? What you gonna say?
Also, May is also Asian Awareness Month, I think.
I didn't know that.
I thought it was I thought it was like they're like Asian Pacific.
Yeah, Asian
as-
Pacific
Something like that.
heritage kind of thing.
Yeah, I didn't know that until I saw it on Google Calendar, and I'm
I
like,
forgot
really?
about that.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that was.
I didn't know either. I don't. This is news to me, and
Yeah.
if it has happened, I just don't remember. But is it
Asian
like is it
Asian
Southeast
American
Asian?
Pacific Islander heritage. That's a mouthful.
Oh, so
um,
they're doing it like a whole Asian thing with
Asian American Pacific,
Pacific
Islander.
Islander only
guess it's
because
Hmm?
because Pacific Island, you know Pacific Islander, right?
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
always been a little confused by that because obviously that's places like Samoa and the Philippines. But does that also include like Malaysia
Japan.
and Indonesia? I mean,
Maybe I don't know. Like, it's weird
don't-
because some, like, I had Filipino friends that were just like, I'm just fucking Asian,
yeah.
and then
I-
some other people are just like Pacific Islanders, like, okay, well, whichever one, dude, like, whatever you want to be identified as, I will identify you as that when time comes.
Yeah, I remember I had a Filipino friend who's all like, he was trying to explain to us like, Filipino culture, but he's like, and then after a while he kind of got like, because he's very Americanized. After a while he got really bored. He's like, you know what, never mind, I'm just Asian. I'm just Asian.
It's so easy just to say Asian.
Exactly. Well, I mean, like, I'm lucky. Well, I'm lucky that I'm Mexican. No, but I mean, I'm lucky that I'm Mexican. But I'm pretty sure.
I
that,
don't know.
like,
That's questionable.
that
Yeah,
is
you
true.
know, yeah, man, you know, our country's trying to build a wall.
But I'm pretty sure that
to
if
keep
I
you
was-
guys out.
if I was from somewhere like in Central America, where a country somebody probably wouldn't know, I would probably just to cut the conversation short, I would just say I'm Mexican. Just like
Hold
the
up.
same way I'm saying I'm from Los Angeles. Like, even though I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, I am from there, but I don't live there. But I'll
But
still
LA
say Los
LA
Angeles.
County.
Yeah.
But I think like, when you think about it, I think it's more of the fact that most people, like, if you had like culturally
I
and
guess.
your
I'm not
ethnicity, you kind of want to be more specific. Because like this one time, right? This one like Hmong girl I was working with, she's like, your girlfriend's Peruvian. I was like, yes. She's like, so what's the difference between them and Mexicans? I was like,
Like,
there's a
100%.
big difference. And she's like, but they both speak Spanish. I was like, okay, but they're different countries. I was just like, she's like, but they kind of look the same. I was like, well, look at your ass. You look Chinese, huh? I'm not doing no, I'm not gonna try to speak Chinese to you because you're. I was like, no, just because we look like we're Chinese doesn't mean. But someone's just like, what's the difference between you guys? I was like, well, there's.
For the record, I wanted to point out that when I was talking about like just saying I was Mexican, I didn't mean if I was like from Peru or somewhere South America. I meant like there's like 5 or so like Central American, like I think Guatemala's one of them. Like 5 or
Guatemala, Honduras.
yeah, there you go. The Central
Brazil?
American ones that are pretty small. That's what
Oh,
I
no,
meant.
South.
Yeah.
What I meant. That's where I would just say I'm Mexican just to cut the conversation short. I'm like, I don't feel like explaining to you. Like, you see, it's this one on the map. It's like, especially to a white. Maybe if it's another Hispanic person, I would do it. But if it's somebody like white, I'm like, yeah, I'm Mexican. You just leave me alone. Build a wall around me. I don't know. Anyway, build a wall around. I remember my nephew. My nephew, who at the time, this is like when that was still a very new thing to talk about, he was like 12 or 13, and I went to a family dinner thing, and he was fighting with his brother, my other nephew, obviously, and he was fighting with him. He's like, man, if you don't be quiet, I'm gonna build a wall. I'm gonna build the wall right around you right now. I'm like, wow. Obviously he's Mexican, but yeah, it was just we shouted that in a Mexican restaurant. I should have put that earlier, but yeah, we were like in a Mexican restaurant for I think the older brother's birthday. The one he said he's gonna build a wall around him. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, Mexican only jokes.
That's kind of funny. That's pretty funny. Not gonna lie. Like, I know I shouldn't be laughing, but that's
I
pretty funny.
support building a wall around around Manuel, but he's such a boomer that it would just blow. Oh, I'm a boomer. I like that. I like that reference.
No, Manuel's so much of a boomer that he already know how to get over walls, okay? Because he already lived when there's a whole bunch of walls everywhere.
I'm sorry. I promise I'll Offkai Expo and get on point real fast, but every so often this pops in my head, and I keep forgetting to bring it up. And I think we have mentioned it in passing before. When I was younger, there was this video game I really, 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 really wanted for the Game Boy. And don't get me wrong, he's in other games, but there was this game for the Game Boy called Boomer's Adventure in Asmic World. And it was basically like you were this dinosaur named Boomer, and you would like dig. I forget what game this is copying. You would dig holes. The enemies would go into it. And you would dig the hole back up and kill them, and that was the game. And I really wanted that game because a friend of mine had it, and I borrowed it. But TLDR, it's like one of these days I want somebody to like anywhere. Like I don't think I've ever seen anyone make that reference because the game is so obscure, the character is so obscure. Somebody to get that dinosaur named Boomer and add that to the Boomer memes or something, or I'll just do it. Like, hey, I'm a Boomer. I'm this like pink dinosaur. I think it's pink. I'm this pink.
Yeah, it
dinosaur.
is pink.
Yeah, I think yeah. I love that game. He looks kind of like he looks a lot like the little Godzilla from the Godzilla Game Boy game because it looks like the same sprite if you ask me.
Godzuki?
Yeah, Godzuki. Anyway.
So we're gonna switch
Looked at
topics.
yeah, it's Offkai Expo. Offkai recap before we jump into anime.
Wait, is Offkai together? Offkai Con together, or should I put Offkai and then Con? Does it even matter?
I mean, do it.
Oh, okay. All right, Offkai. Wait, is it really OFF, like off, like turn off?
Yeah, I think an Offkai, if I'm not mistaken, by the way. And it's funny because Angie tweeted about this at one point. I think an Offkai is like when you have like a post event to like a concert or an event. That sounds like okay. Like typically, if you go to an idol concert,
Hey,
you might have an Offkai where you just like go hang out and like listen to like the idol songs again. An after party, I guess. I think that's.
yeah.
I'm gonna Google this before I keep saying. What were you gonna say?
We actually got that. We actually Berenstain Bear Butterfly Effect this. It was actually Offkai Expo, not Offkai Con.
Oh, you're right. Actually, I'm not.
We're gonna change that. All right, Offkai Expo.
Oh man, I'm not gonna.
We got
lie.
Berenstain Baird. Was it not Butterfly Effect? What do they call it?
Oh, apparently Offkai means
Nelson
meeting
Mandela
somebody in real life. I guess
Yeah,
it's the same.
Mandela Effect. There you go.
I guess it's the same. That's the same thing. You meet someone. I guess now that I see what the words actually mean, apparently it's when you meet someone in real life that you only know online, and I guess that still fits because to me, that's how I met a lot of people. I met, I knew online is through an idol concert.
What a coincidence! Because this is the first time that time, like, so when I went to Offkai Expo this past weekend, it was the first time I met Callie, like for in the real life.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because I mean, if she was there anywhere in your like near us, then I didn't know. But my actual like actually seeing her in person for real is and actually having like remembering is this time. That's why I was just like, Callie, you're a lot taller than I thought you were.
I know, like I always forget how
Mhm.
tall she is because in my head she's always short.
Yeah, because in the vid, like whenever we were streaming with her, she looks so like she's like 5'2", 5'3",
And
and I was just like, oh shit, you're just as tall as I am,
yeah,
if not like.
she's apparently taller than Molly, which like blows my mind because Molly I always think is like tall as fuck. She's five
Mhm.
seven. Yeah, she's 5'7" ish. Weston, why didn't you go to Offkai Expo? You could have seen all your favorite VTubers.
I got work. Plus I didn't have my ID until Friday, so I was like, fuck.
Oh yeah, I forgot you lost your wallet.
Yeah, I lost my wallet, so I was
You
like,
lost your wallet?
I lost the wallet at
Yeah.
the beginning of the month, and I didn't get stuff till like the end of the month.
It-
Fun
it-
fact, I was supposed to go to a concert, but I didn't have my ID because it was a
Oh
21 plus
shit.
place.
Question: how'd you get your ID?
Went online and went to DMV and rebought it.
Damn, what the fuck? Actually, because the funny thing is like last time I lost my wallet, right? I was like, I went to what did I say, the DMV? No, not your ID, your debit card and all that shit. So I went to go get my debit card because I had to leave. So the day right before I left to go see Leslie, I lost my wallet. So we went to Wells
Oh.
Fargo and they're like, "Do you have an ID?" And I was like, "No, like I lost my wallet." And they're like, "But I need my." They're like, "Well, you're gonna need an ID." And I was like, "But I need to go go to the DMV. I need money to go to the DMV to get my ID. But without me getting money, I can't go get my ID. And without my ID, I can't get a debit card. I can't
That's
get
what
my
happened.
card."
I couldn't do the same thing. I couldn't withdraw money without an ID. And I was like, how the heck am I getting an
Yep.
ID?
It's funny. Like I think I've experienced a smaller version. I ended up just having to borrow money, but yeah, I experienced that in my life before too. And it's a long time ago before like online shit really existed. I'm pretty sure I could have just like actually I'm pretty sure I could have took out money with my phone because I think there's a way to do it through the app and the
Yeah, they give
ATM.
you like a code or something. They send like
Yeah,
a code to your phone. You go to
Yeah.
the ATM.
but I could not have done that then. This was ages ago. So like I'm just like I'm fucked, and I'm like, do you have $20? I can go get an ID at the DMV, and they give you those temporary ones or whatever. So I was
Yeah, they don't
like
give
yeah,
the temporary no more. That's what
yeah.
sucks. You gotta
Oh,
wait.
they don't. Oh my
Nope.
god. So I would have been even more fucked.
They used to, but they stopped.
Oh, that's bullshit. But yeah.
Oh,
Anyways,
they didn't give you. They gave me a temp one when I went to go get mine.
Anyway, so the
Oh.
Offkai Expo, it's funny because so I was there with Callie and nameless friend. I don't know how secretive they all are, but so like we were actually I'll just say you already said who it was. It was Sarah, the other dork
Wait.
from the
Oh.
from the
Oh.
other
Oh.
the other
Were we not
dork.
supposed to say anything?
No, I just okay. You know how
You-
Callie is, and I already spilled the beans. So I just don't
Oh.
know if Sarah has a similar, you know. I
What do you
was
mean?
nowhere this weekend, you know, that kind of thing.
Oh.
So
Okay,
anyway.
I see what you mean.
It was a fun con. It was a first year con. We want so there's something funny happened though. So first of all, I'll say this right off the bat. If you want to hear the hot take of the convention, the hot take literally was, "Good God, this con ran a billion times more smoothly than I imagined in my head."
Really?
So that's the good thing. But I will say this: they had official party rooms, which I'm not a fan of in general. Like even ALA stepped away from that a long time ago. Even when they were renting out the hotel that Ratchet's in, even when they were doing that, um they weren't officially, you know, you could go there and party, but it wasn't like, look, it's the official ALA app. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, it's weird that the con was like putting their name on anything, but it was so funny. So like, mind you, this is the night like I killed Warren. That's a TLDR. I
You
killed
didn't
Warren.
kill me. I did it to myself. Like I did it to my own goddamn self.
So
Manuel
so
almost killed me for a different thing though. We'll talk about that later.
he didn't know. He didn't know any of this. But I was looking at the Discord. Oh, I will say this. Actually, I'll come back to that. That'll be my closing statement. So, on my own, this is the only part that fell apart. It's on the Discord. There was this
Uh-huh.
post where they're all like, hey, party room's open, come through. And they had a picture of the room, and it was supposed to be the whole second floor. Like, there's like this like courtyard, and they had
No.
rented at least some of the rooms that went to the courtyard. I don't think all of them, because like they didn't have enough people to do it because the con was small. So they posted this, and no exaggeration, I have the screenshot still. 15 minutes later, they're like, "JK, we got shut down."
Oh,
15
that
minutes.
coming.
It took them. I'm like, what did you guys do? They must have just like, because they had karaoke in the room. I think they just started belting at the top of their lungs and just got shut down like that. It was
That's
just
what happened to
insane.
us.
Yeah.
wait, you
remember
guys got what was this? This is
PMX.
Anime Expo. Oh,
PMX. That was the only time I think in my life that I've ever gotten noise complaint. By the way, was that one time at PMX with Weston. I was so annoyed. And I think that was because they had that wedding in the same hotel that night.
Yeah, we were next door to wedding guests, and they're like,
I
"We're
think we
too
were
loud."
next
I'm
door
like,
to
"It's
the
10
bride.
o'clock."
Yeah. Anyway.
yeah, right.
So that was funny, but they ended up moving the party rooms to a different floor. Which, if I would have known that, first of all, I didn't check in because I was the last one to get to the hotel. But if I would have known there were first floor rooms, you better damn well believe I would have wanted to be on the first floor. Not even just to be lazy, but just because like we could have literally hopped out of our balcony to get outside. I would have done that. Anyway,
That would have been awesome.
yeah, like fuck yeah. I wish I would have known. But anyway, our situation was cool. The con was cool. My one other gripe, and the only gripe I ever really had, was that if you were not a VTubing fan, not even that I think you wouldn't like it, but if you were like a true normie that you went to the con and you were not part of this, like already knowing about the con, you wouldn't have known shit because all the updates were in the Discord.
Dang.
So like,
Huh.
yeah, like and I only knew about that because of Callie, and I knew all about the con. I didn't know to join the Discord. I didn't know that's where they were putting all the updates. So basically, there was this booth for like there was some of the official merch booths. Some of them never opened the whole weekend, and unless you went to the Discord, you wouldn't know that they were never opening the exhibit hall, that they were only opening for the concerts. I'm like, oh, that would have been nice to know. Not that I cared, I was gonna buy anything, but still, it is what it is. Speaking of hotels, my wallet. What happened? What happened to hotel?
Wait. Yeah,
Oh,
what
hey,
happened?
hey, Nestor, don't cancel me.
Who? Nestor?
Yeah. he's
Nestor's
in the-
Hippopotamus. Oh, I see. Mr. Tucker's talking about a hotel for Anime Boston. Oops.
Awesome.
But yeah, that's off. Warren died. He drank a little too much, and it was fun.
I
And
drank
we hung out.
It was fun. I got like Emmanuel brought me. It's funny because I went there to really hang out, but when I really think about it, you could have just brought me that shit at Fanime.
Well, if you remember, the reason I didn't want to bring it up to Fanime is
But
because
it's okay.
I'm already.
You have extra shit.
I thought not only did I want to get rid of it now because I just was I've been trying to get rid of shit like as soon as I can, but at Fanime I'm bringing more stuff, like namely more alcohol. So
And also, you're kind of like bringing more gear with you too.
yeah, exactly. So
But you know, it was good to
it was
just come
smaller.
to hang out.
Yeah, this was a smaller con, so I figured it would be easier to bring that.
It was
shit.
really chill. Like I felt bad that I only stayed in the hotel, didn't get to do any walking around. I fucking got destroyed.
Not that I condone it, but it was a very easy con to ghost because like there were so few staffers. Like people like I invited some friends who we were supposed to like they were supposed to get Tiffany's because Tiffany was there as like helping us out here and there. She was supposed to give her badge away to someone else, and she either forgot or didn't. I wasn't there for that because that's when Warren was dying. But the person who didn't get the badge, they were still able to get into everything because nobody was checking.
Damn.
So yeah, so technically, I'm not to say I condone that. Go support the local cons, but
So basically, what Manuel is saying
I could have
is
got Warren into every. Well, not only that, but I'm
Offkai
pretty-
Expo, step up your goddamn game.
Well, I will say this because there was talk that they were very understaffed, but this isn't really a gripe because I don't know what they're really doing. Like maybe they're on break, but there was this registration area that always had at least 5 or 6 people. At least, I mean, sometimes I saw like 10 people there, like staffers.
Damn.
But it was such a small con that there was no one ever registering. You know what I mean? You could have sat one guy there and just left him there, and he would have been fine. So I'm like, why are there 10 people here, but there's no one watching the rooms? You know what I mean? That kind of shit.
Yeah, I remember when you guys were saying that. Man, if I I think I could have stayed, but damn, I did not feel comfortable after like fucking like barfing the fuck up. Because I remember like I was like, oh, we was playing mahjong tomorrow, and I was like, dude, I'm so tired.
Oh yeah, there was a mahjong table downstairs. And it was funny because like I actually spent a lot of time in the arcade, and it just I think me and Callie kept going down at different times. At one point, Callie and Sarah wanted me to teach them how to play mahjong because I don't think anyone ever touched that mahjong table. And it
Damn,
was
I
one
would
of
have
those,
went.
yeah, it was one of those electric ones that I've always wanted to try.
Yeah, I wanted to both like every time like because last week right the day before going to see Manuel I played mahjong like that night before my friends and I was like, man, it'd be so cool if we had like the little shuffler thing instead
Yeah.
of shuffling it by hand.
So I really wanted to fuck with it, and I was like, damn it. And then like, cause you need 4 people, so it was like, it just never worked out. It just never worked out. I hope they bring that back to other cons. I can't imagine that's that popular. And apparently, these are the same gaming people who go to Fanime, by the way. I just haven't been to that game. I have last Fanime, I think it was 2019. I didn't go to the gaming hall, I think, at all. I'm lying. I went there once because Angie said she was there, and I went to go pick her up to like bring her to. She was already drunk, by the way. That was hilarious. But I went to go pick her up, and like I walked in, saw like drunk Angie playing Taiko no Tatsujin, and just brought her back. So yeah.
Was she angry?
she was actually kind of angry. She's like, I'm still playing, and I'm like I'm not gonna wait here while you play. Let's go. So yeah, she actually was angry as chance would have it. I think because like I didn't want to go downstairs, but she's like, I don't know how to get to your room from the actual con because it's connected. She didn't know how to get up there, and I was like, ah. And nobody else wanted to go down, so I had to do it. And you know how I am when I'm already drinking, and then like I don't want to like put my pants back on, that sounds weird to say, but usually I'm like wearing sweats and like no shoes, so I'm like I have to put my pants back on, put shoes on, that kind of shit.
Casual instead of being.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I didn't put my pants back on. I just put shoes on and went downstairs. So yeah.
Like anyone
Anyway.
cares.
Yeah, exactly. Like if it was in a hotel con, I didn't do this at all during Offkai because we were there kind of for businessy reasons. Well, we were there as press. We were also there for like more businessy reasons, so I didn't want to like look too shabby. So I did make sure if I was gonna go back to the con center, I'm like, fine, I'll put on pants,
Mm.
and I won't walk down there in my socks because I used to do that all the time at like ALA. So yeah.
There's like I think there are a few times where you know how they give us the bathrobes.
Yeah. Have you gone
And
downstairs
when
like that?
I'd literally just be in my shorts, sometimes no shirt because I'm just like, dude, it's hell hot. I was like, I'm already comfortable, so I just would walk around in the bathrobe downstairs, and people were just like, the fuck? I'm just like, they gave it to us to use, okay? I'm using it at its fullest to be as comfortable as possible.
But yeah, that's Offkai. I guess if I was giving it a letter grade, it honestly got a good one. It's like, oh, and like I don't know if it was because we were there more officially and because like I wasn't really with my normal drinking buddies. Like usually I can convince one person to stay with me, and it just needs one person for me to keep drinking all day. I actually went to the con a lot, so yeah, I went to the con a lot, and I went out a lot. Like I hardly ever want to leave the convention, even if I go down to it. So like
That's fair.
yeah, so I went to get like left to go get food, which is super unusual for me. Usually I'll order food in and just like live at the con center or live at the hotel. So yeah, that was unusual. So it was fun all around.
The boomer went out for once instead of just
I
sitting.
know. Anyways, Manuel actually attended a con. I think they've been replaced by exactly. I'm a scroll now. Anyway,
Who are you? Who are you, imposter?
You're not a boomer. Who's this boomer that's having fun?
When Nyaru's back, we'll get a different recap from her side, and I'll explain some of the fun stories there. I want her to be here because there's some funny things that happen with Nyaru that I just don't feel like talking about without her. But I saw Nyaru too, so that was also fun.
Wait,
I did not get a selfie with. Oh, you didn't see Nyaru.
Yeah, I didn't see. Like I said, the only people I saw was like literally whoever was staying in the room.
So yeah,
and we know those people. I'm not gonna name because you said to not name.
Just in case, but yeah. Well, we also hung out with like Tiffany and Danny and
Oh yeah, Danny too. Totally
Yeah,
forgot.
different Danny, the cross-playing Danny, not the one who I'm sure if anyone follows me on their social media, you've seen them before one way or the other, but not the Danny from DTL. Is what I'm trying to say.
I
But yeah,
call
there was
Danny
Dan.
the,
Yes.
the Shirley Temple Danny.
Oh yeah, Shirley Temple Danny, because he always wants to drink Shirley Temples. Oh, that's how fun of a con it was. He drank alcohol, like, because he doesn't really drink alcohol. I'm sure he does. It's not like he's like straight edge, but he's never drunk alcohol that I've given him. But he
He
drank
didn't drink at
alcohol.
ALA.
Yeah, he drank alcohol at one of the room parties because the room parties had themed drinks. I don't know who the fuck they were themed after because I'm not that like versed in the VTubers, but there was one themed drink that was like steaming, and he got one, and I was like, God damn it, I kind of wanted one of those. But when I went to the room parties, they were already out of like the ice, I guess the ice that makes it steamy. So yeah,
Dry ice?
I assume so. I hope. I mean, I
It
hope it
sounds like
was.
dry ice.
I hope it wasn't because aren't you not supposed to like really drink dry ice like that because kind of burn you? But anyways.
YOLO.
Oh, Mr. Talker is straight edge. Well, if you come with us at AX, I will I'm just kidding.
Yeah, come to
Call
AX,
it-
man. You get pressure.
peer pressure's a
There-
bitch.
There's a song called "Beer Pressure."
Oh, is there really? I gotta hear this. No, it's funny because when I was younger, when I was really young, I don't mean really young. I mean like when I was like 13 or whatever. I was hanging out with some friends and like. And back then I didn't mind like smoking a little weed because that was like what all the cool kids were doing. But when we were all
He
sitting
ate
there
the
high,
weed.
no, we were sitting there all high as fuck. They were passing around like alcohol, and then one of my friends, because I knew this guy from like school or whatever, he's like want some alcohol, and I'm like, no man, I don't really drink. He's like, you want, which is funny to Manuel say now. He's like, you want some alcohol? I'm like, nah. I kept asking. He's like, peer pressure's a bitch, and he kept shoving it.
Yeah, peer pressure's a
And he
bitch.
was joking, but yeah, it was just really funny. So
Beer
whenever I think
Pressure's a
of
bitch.
And
I should say
what the
that next
funny-
time.
Yeah, you know what the funniest part about that was? Is that we were technically referencing like, that dare kind of bullshit that we would get shown in school about peer pressure.
Yeah, winner don't take
How
drugs.
ironic.
Yeah, and I always find that funny. It's like, what the fuck? It teaches you all this stuff you shouldn't know. Like anime. Like anime. What did that wasn't a good segue. Anyway, let's move on to some anime shit. It's anime. It's gonna be May or whatever. Like the fucking.
Yeah.
It's gonna be May. It already is.
It already is May.
No, I'm thinking something takes a part of me.
Wait, that
Yeah,
Linkin Park?
I don't. We're not doing the Justin Timber. We're doing the corn thing now.
Oh, that's what it
Yes.
is. I said
It's
Linkin Park like a fucking asshole. Anyway, it's been a while. Well, it's been a while since I've heard these songs. It's funny because those were also songs I grew up with, and I'm sure Weston would appreciate those far more. Like me playing Corn or even Linkin Park in the room, but instead I'm like, nah, man, it's all about MCR.
Swear to God, it's either
Yeah,
that
you
or
know-
some 80s band.
You know what happened? So whenever you played music, did they say something about the music you were listening to? If I remembered correctly,
Sorta? Why?
it's what did well, I'm not gonna say her name again.
Oh.
But wasn't she the one that was like commenting on the music that you were playing?
The one we met at the con you're talking about,
Correct.
not the one that we
Yes.
Yeah. I honestly, it's funny you bring that up because I think I was too drunk to notice it parts of the night because it was usually when I was drinking that I bothered playing music at all. But I did get the vibe that she wasn't digging the music because like, I tend to always play it, but I made it a point to only play it when I was drinking pretty much. And at some point on Saturday, she asked if she could play her own. And then when she plays it, she fucking played Vocaloid stuff. I'm like, if you wanted me to play weep shit, I could have played weep shit. I just
Oh, okay.
Just, you know-
Because I was wondering because I was just like, does she like? I was like,
But-
what is it that? Because what we were listening to was kind of like. It was just kind of like you put it for background music, so it didn't
Yeah.
matter what we were listening.
Yeah.
It didn't matter what you put on.
Like she didn't bust
So
that one dude who I won't name who they were related to, not related, but why they were there. She didn't bust like that one dude like no guitars and like keep making this change shit. But there was a sort of passive aggressiveness, not like mean, but you know, it was sort of that kind of like they wouldn't just say it outright about my music. But yeah, anyway,
Yeah, fuck your emo
oh
shit.
okay.
I would play.
Yeah,
If you want to
you
play
you
Vocaloid shit,
played some
I could play
Hawkwind.
Vocaloid shit. Yeah, I was playing Hawkwind.
Did you play Automobile, by the way?
I did. Oh, we were. I
Did you?
forgot that. Yeah, I did.
I don't know if you did because for some reason on the way back home too, I was fucking singing that song to myself.
Yeah.
You don't.
If you go to if you go listen to fuck who does that song? It's
Easy.
Easy. I can't remember his name. Sorry.
I think
I'm
that
like,
was
so
Automobile part of NWA stuff.
it
When
was, but
was
it
that was
was
it?
it was on that second album that wasn't actually a real album. So yeah, uh, re- rest in peace NWA. Like as a group, I mean to say, but but yeah, if you go listen to Automobile by Eazy on your own, just keep in mind it's a bit of a song. But I did ask everyone. I didn't ask those girls, but I did ask everyone who was like a girl.
No,
in the
if you
previous
asked
group.
them, they would have told
Oh
you it
yeah,
was
I'm pretty
bad.
sure they would have said no.
Fucking 100%.
But I asked every other girl who was in the rooms before if that song would offend them, and they said no. So I just want to point that out that Manuel's not just playing offensive music with like for the fuck of it. Go listen to that on your own, and you'll see why I asked everyone.
Automobile is it's fucking hilarious. So like
Yeah.
I don't even know how anybody could take it seriously.
Yeah, it's like the PMRC hearings things where they're reading the Golden Showers lyrics, and it's like
Yes.
it sounds crazy when you're listening to it, kinda, but when you read it out loud, out of context, I mean, like when you're just reading it, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, they're clearly fucking around. Like, don't take this seriously. Like, we're all laughing here, just like they laughed at that senator. Anyway, anyway, anime. Oh my god, I'm choking on something.
And on that dick.
Yeah, on that. Oh,
Gluck, gluck, gluck.
fucking Nyaru on her fucking. Oh, well, I was gonna mention this, but I'll mention this last thing on
Don't
her
mention it.
standee. Oh yeah, I won't mention it. Tune in next week and I'll tell you about Nyaru's dick. Anyways, that sounded.
Wait, are we really
oh,
transitioning now? I
that
thought you
was
said
weird.
there was something you wanted to close off on.
Oh, I did that. I did earlier. My big closing thing was. Oh, actually, this is one last closing thing. Even though you think that, yeah, of course, Manuel is just Offkai Expo, that's going to be just VTubers. I actually went in thinking there would be some anime or video game or other weeb related bullshit, but no. Every fucking merch booth, every fucking artist, every fucking everything was only VTuber, which I guess is good.
Interesting.
But
That's
I've
pretty
never
good.
really
Yeah.
seen that before.
Just like I thought that Callie was someone from fucking Tokyo
Oh.
Revengers, but she was not. And I was like, "Are you from someone from Tokyo Revengers?" She's like, "No, I'm a VTuber." I was like, "Ha."
Yeah,
This looks like
Kelly
something
was Kelly was cosplaying Kason, some VTuber. I don't really know who that is. I
Mhm.
actually have the sword right here, like by my computer. I'll show you guys later, because I had to take the sword to and from there because she couldn't bring it on her flight. So yeah, so the sword is with me. I could cosplay Kason now. But anyway,
Oh, so it was for this. Okay, I understand.
yeah. Oh, you're looking it up. Actually, you know what? Real fast before we
Oh,
move on.
she's really cute.
I want to look up Kason. I like the way
Her-
you say the way you say that. It's almost implying that Kelly wasn't as her. But anyway.
No. I mean, like the design is cute as fuck.
Oh, you
Callie
know what-
had it pretty pinned down.
You know what's funny? Now that I'm looking at it, I didn't realize how accurate it was. She
Yeah,
even had the
Callie had it.
shoes.
I didn't know that the shoes was even a thing. I was just like, oh, maybe they're wearing some like.
Well, she was complaining about those shoes when she first put them on because they're like boxing shoes, like those kind of like really thin type shoes or whatever the fuck. I don't know,
Mhm.
but she was complaining about them when she first put them on. But oh yeah, this is
Yeah,
really
Kason looks cute.
accurate.
I actually really like this design. And plus because I have like I'm a very much like delinquents.
But it
So
was
I was
funny
just
because at one point, like somebody was asking me where Kelly was, like one of the very first days, and I'm like, she's dressed as someone named Kason, and the person I told was all like, "You don't even know who that is, do you?" I'm like, "Nope," and I basically did it until right now, like this second.
Oh,
It
and
was-
the actual person that is her. Oh, interesting. Okay,
But anyways, Oh, posture check. Back.
Yeah, the design is cute. I stand this.
I wouldn't be surprised if she wears it again, mainly because she put a crap ton of effort into it. What's funny is she actually brought a ton of other cosplays, including like I only know this because I saw them in the closet, but she brought like not Love Live, the one, some other idol anime one, and she brought something else. She brought like 3 cosplays. She only wore the K-Song one. I'm like, oh, that's sad. But anyways, she
You're
got
just
really
covering her
famous
bases.
after Kiryu Coco graduated for some reason. Idol Master. No, the one with the numbers, 22/7 or whatever that's called. Like, I just don't know how to pronounce it. At least on the top of my head. But anyway, speaking of, with some anime for there are some topics. What's some anime we've been watching recently? What have you watched, Warren?
Oh, oops. Recent anime watches. Well, right now we're watching. What you want to call it? Family. Okay, there's an X in it. I don't know if it's Spy Family or is it Spy X Family?
Yeah.
Because
Hey,
fucking Hunter x Hunter, people call it Hunter x Hunter, even though there's an X in the middle. So,
That's a topic
Spy
we're gonna
Family.
save for later. But yeah, it's pronounced Spy Family apparently.
I was like,
Yeah,
then why the
Spy
fuck's
Family.
that X in there? God damn it! Why are you gonna put something in there and not fucking use it? That's like, yeah, man. Guess what? I'm making this awesome bread, but guess what? I bought eggs because eggs are supposed to be in it. But I'm just not gonna put it in it. I was like, then why the fuck did you buy it? And they're like, because I thought buying eggs would put
All I know about Spy Family is that there's
it's
a
cute.
little girl. Yeah, there's a little
Yeah,
girl that every
Anya.
Anya. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
And
like
she's so wholesome. I'm just like, oh. This when you accidentally become parents of something. I was just like, oh, this is so cute. It's like fuck having children and shit. But damn, this is cute.
it's funny because Mr. Talk is like, no, man, you're quiet. Because I think he knew what I was. I think he thought I was gonna say something different. No, I'm not gonna go there.
Yet.
Wait, go where?
Yet.
I won't say it, but just to cover what JD was saying, because there was some really stupid TikTok drama about that character. I'm sure you saw it because Leslie shared it
Well-
at one point when they were all like, "Oh, why are they like doing this to the characters in the
Oh
anime?" It's
yeah.
Wait,
like what?
Seriously?
no, I don't. Okay, what?
That
Okay,
person-
now that we're on this topic, what the fuck did they talk about? Because I don't know. If Leslie
Well-
shared it, I don't know. Because Leslie shares like a whole bunch of shit.
Honestly, it was clearly bait, but it did
Mhm.
go viral, so I guess the bait worked. But some person on TikTok shared a thing about like basically they were like reacting to like a thing of like she's getting picked up, Anya's getting picked up, and like they're like, oh, why does anime have to sexualize children? And it's like, bro, it's like
Wait, she's getting picked up as in like.
just picked up by her
He's
dad.
holding her like, oh, good for you, my child.
Yeah, it's I mean, like even if you're looking at it out of context, it's like, bro, you have issues if you see that in this.
That's what everyone was saying. Like, dude, why you?
But people
Why
like.
does-
This was just bait, right? Wasn't like this is some
He
people just
said-
fucking. It's just shit
That
posting.
person said it wasn't bait, but he's like, he was trying to be serious. But it's like, dude, you're baiting it. You're
Yeah,
taking it out of proportion, and it's nothing what it is. It's supposed to be wholesome, and you're not making it wholesome. You're making it really, really weird and really, really bad.
Honestly, it was making me weird by that person. I'm like, man, I feel like I
There's
got
like there's something wrong with you, motherfucker. Like
That's what they were
there's not
saying.
something wrong with the anime. There's something wrong with you, dog. Okay,
I don't
continue.
know, man. But yeah. So anyways, that was that. It's funny because I mean there wasn't much of a topic there, but I was gonna bring it up when that went viral because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really because this happened really early on when the anime came out, and it was like the first thing I personally heard of it because I wasn't watching it. I'm still not. I'm not a huge
It's
fan
cute.
of what. I used to not be a huge fan of watching anime when they're live, like as an ongoing. And
You want to watch it all in one? Okay.
Yeah, and I will say this: the anime I'm watching right now is that your boy Kongming one, which is the one that
Oh
Sylvia
yeah,
mentioned.
people said that
That
was
one's
good too.
great too. Ivan actually just discovered it like days ago, which is funny because I told him about it. I guess he wasn't paying attention when I told him, but but he had just discovered it recently, so he was talking about it. But now I think they were barely on episode. I think the 5th episode just aired, so it's like now it's
Yeah.
like, oh my god, so this is what it's like, you know. Anyways, what have you
Huh.
been watching lately, Weston?
Oh, I don't know. Whatever's on HBO. Mostly just Looney Tunes. Most of
Ah,
the
Looney
anime.
Tunes.
I, I mean,
You're not
hmm.
you're not watching Spy Family.
I'm reading
I
it
just
actually.
oh, okay.
I
I didn't know
mostly
there was a
read.
manga.
I really don't watch anime, to be
That's
honest.
okay. Watching it just takes forever.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
There's
lie.
another one that I watched that also has like people like have huge problems about too.
Is it Tokyo Revengers?
No,
I've never
It's
seen that. So
My Dress Up Darling.
oh,
I
wait.
heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Is that a?
That's the one about about cosplaying the girl like like the main character. Well, she basically can't. She wants to cosplay, but she can't cosplay anything because she doesn't know how to sew. So she hires a guy that basically sews like clothes like for dolls and stuff. Basically makes like little Japanese dolls. And she was like, "Hey, yo, maybe if you could sew, if you know how to sew, can you do some stuff for me?" And for my cosplay. And then they basically, it's a romance, but the problem is that she is like hyperly sexualized, even though she's like 17. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see
it's
it.
like, so the biggest problem with that is the biggest problem, because like when I first, before we watched it, because I didn't know what it was, I just saw the photo and I was like, oh, she looks really cute, I want to watch. And then I watched, I was like, this is questionable now, but like it's not revolved about like her titties being out, and it actually has like some like the romance in between her and the other main character. And I was like, oh, this is kind of this is cute, this is wholesome. Like I'll still watch it, but yeah, a lot of people are just like straight up just like drawing her like they Rule 34 her hella hard,
Well,
and I was just like, guys, she's like
you say that
17, bro.
everything.
Yeah, but it's
And
and then someone post like I'm not sure how popular of a cosplayer, but someone that's pretty known was like, I didn't, this, because everyone like some people think it's mid or it's not even that good, and they're like, it's barely scratches the surface of cosplay. And the main character, she was just like, I only I like to cosplay characters my height. And it's another cosplayer in the IRL in America, okay, in America, let me tell you that,
America.
was like, she's like, oh yeah, like I don't agree with that. That's just breeding. Like that's just you're just kind of breeding like terrible expectations for people, make them not want to cosplay. I was like, bitch. This person is just telling them what their preference is. They just want to cosplay people that their height. That's it. They're not saying you should do it, because if you don't, you're fucking up. Like, no, she's just like, I only like to cosplay characters that I have the same height as. I was like, okay, that's a preference. That's like saying, being mad at somebody, just like, yeah, bruh, like, I like chocolate, more than vanilla. And they're like, you're telling people that you're hating you're showing people they should not be eating vanilla ice cream because it's a goddamn preference. I was like, if people just for me, I honestly would like want to cosplay like a character that I had like have the same proportions as, but it doesn't. Am I telling people not to? No.
So are
yeah.
you gonna cosplay Griffin?
Not Griffith. No, that guy's a rapist. I'm sorry, sir. That man's a rapist.
I actually forgot. I know that sounds stupid. Like, you forgot? That's his
Yeah,
literal.
how did
like,
you forget? That is his. That's the thing that. Well, that's not his one characteristic, but there are more.
That is one of his big plot. That sounds terrible to say it that way, but you know what I mean.
My Dress Up Darling. Yes.
I like how JD was on that one. Manuel's been canceled 4 times because I mentioned Griffith. I keep calling him Griffin because he reminds me of like.
It's okay. You don't have to remember his name. Fuck this guy.
Because so Griffith looks like a fucking Gotcha Man character.
Oh, his helmet.
Yeah, he looks like what? He looks like fucking.
It does look like it does look like Gotcha. Not gonna lie, you're right.
Anyway,
are we gonna continue? I have more, but you want to go into the next one? As in, like, to our next topic?
The next topic, because it actually brought up with the Spy X family. Because there was an article that I saw this morning that pissed me the fuck off, and not because the article's
So
bad,
let me
it just
change.
pissed me off. And it was in the J List blog. Hold on, I'm gonna put it in the Twitch chat, but keep in mind there are titties, like in one of in a bit of it. But there's titties in that, so click that link at your own. And if you're watching on YouTube, you could click in the description. Just keep in mind there are, yeah.
Those are bazongas, Manuel. What the hell?
And it's actually funny because I didn't know, because the particular titties are from this anime called High School DD, which has a DXD, and I've never heard anyone call that High School DD.
I heard it.
Everyone I've ever heard always say DXD. Even
I've heard DXD.
I can't remember her name. One of my friends from NorCal cosplay. I think cosplayed this character when her titties weren't out. She cosplayed that character because I could tell what character that is, even though her face isn't there. And
Wait,
when I was
where?
like, oh, if you go to the article I shared on the Twitch chat, you can see what I'm talking about. But
Is it the red hair bitch?
Rias, I guess is her name. Rias
Oh,
Gremlin. I only know this because of the article. I had no idea who that character's name was, but I remember I was asked. Yeah, I asked who the character was and what they were from because I was just like, "Oh, who is that?" Just making conversation with her. She's like, "Oh, it's from High School DxD," and I remember that so vividly because in my head I always thought that was like a hentai show, and I didn't realize it was like a normal anime.
It's a fan service anime.
Yeah. I mean, apparently there's titties. Oh, so anyways, apparently when almost in any case, whenever there's an X in an anime title, you don't pronounce it. Did you know
then
that?
why
Weston?
is it fucking there?
Because it's supposed to mean both. They're both family and
Yeah,
a spy.
exactly. Apparently, it's meant to like
Is it like a
supposed to-
cross?
pair. That's the better
It's
word.
supposed to hyphen it or
Thank you.
conjoin it. There's a term for it.
Yeah, it's like pairing these things. Another good example is when we did a DTL, and I can't remember his name. Molly's friend. He's been on twice, but the first time he was on, he did a DTL on Little Sister anime, and he talked about Kiss X Sis, but that show was just called Kiss Sis. Which even he said Kiss X Sis, and I don't think it was until recently that I think it was one of you guys too, like either you, Warren, or maybe Leslie, or someone corrected the Hunter x Hunter thing because I always thought it was Hunter x Hunter, and I actually watched that one.
Yeah, it's Hunter x Hunter. Leslie was telling me that because the first time we watched it, I was calling it Hunter x Hunter, and she's like, "It's Hunter x Hunter." I was like, "I don't know. They put the X there, so I read it." And you know what I mean?
And
But
it's
I
funny,
get it.
to go back to the Spy X Family thing, Spy Family. It's funny because apparently in the Japanese title, a Spy Family, they have it in katakana underneath. So if they would have left the katakana in the U.S. title, I guess most people wouldn't be confused. I mean, if you could read it, because it says Spy Family, not Spy X Family. So oops.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
No, my favorite one of this list, and there's actually more. This is just the X's stuff. Have you ever heard that anime XXX Holic? That's the way I've always pronounced
Oh yes,
it. By the way.
Yes,
uh-huh,
that's my
same here.
jam.
Did you know it's pronounced just Holic?
To be honest, like
Nani the fuck?
I always call it triple X holic.
Thank you. Like I think, and the only reason I never call it triple X is I feel like that's, to me at least personally, that's more of a mouthful for me to say as opposed to XXX. But yeah, I
Yeah.
always call it XXX Holic. But apparently it's just called Holic. And you know
Yeah.
what's funny about that is I know for a fact I've heard Rachel call it just Holic, and whenever she does that, I'm like, what? She's like, XXX Holic, and I'm like, oh, okay. So but she never said like that's the way you really pronounce it. I always assumed that she was giving it a shorthand, like I can't think of a good example, but like she was just giving it a nickname. Like I don't want to say the X's, so it's called Holic, but no, it's called Holic.
I
That
thought
pisses me off.
I thought there were letters. I didn't know there were symbols. That's what the X is. It's supposed to be a symbol.
Yeah.
That's why everyone's like, oh, it's Spy X Family. Like, no, it's Spy Family. It's just a symbol.
But yeah, so there's a bunch of those like that about like this thing goes on and on. Oh man, I didn't realize like there's no nudity. There's other GIF in the article, but this other GIF is just her shaking her ass. I have no idea who that girl is. oh, so, um, wait. So I'm reading some of these things about how DNA squared I always call that DNA squared. You know, like DNA with the little square thingy up there.
Yeah,
That
square number. Yeah.
called DNA 2. That's fine. But there is a show that's like C with the cube, like a 3 to the third power. That
Yeah.
is called C cubed. So I'm like, you can't even like follow your own bullshit. Anyway. Oh no. This is the one that really pissed me off because Shining Tears X Wind, which is the Shining Tears anime, which is a really cool action RPG. I liked it. Apparently got bad scores. An action RPG for the PS2. It got an anime. Now, apparently, and this is the confusing part, it can also be pronounced as cross. Like, by the way, did you know the X button on a PlayStation controller is actually not X, it's cross? But
Yeah.
so this anime
Yep.
is called Shining Tears Crosswind. You do pronounce the X, but not as an X. It's pronounced as cross. That's annoying. And have you ever heard of Have you ever heard of Galaxy Express 999?
Yeah, it's a classic.
Did you know that you're supposed to pronounce that Galaxy Express 39? And I had to look that up to make sure this article wasn't wrong. So I'm like, that feels wrong. So yeah, you pronounce it 39, even though it's 3 nines, but it's 999. That's fucking annoying. Anyway.
I hate
Um
English.
Oh, I really didn't know that Gundam W was Gundam Wing. I thought those were two different shows. That's news to me.
Same.
Apparently,
What?
apparently everyone pronounces that one somewhat correctly. Like you just call it Gundam Wing, but don't realize that it's just the W when you spell it. So yeah, I didn't know that.
What? It's just Gundam W?
No, yeah. Well, the anime is called Gundam W.
But it's pronounced.
Oh, it is. But then they
Yeah.
had to put wing right at the bottom of, like, it says Gundam and it has a W, and then some that in English, then right where the W and their Gundam is, they've had to put wing right there so people fucking.
I mean,
I didn't realize that.
it's funny because there's a lot
It is.
of
I mean, it is wing. They put it into the logo.
Stella Women's
Yeah.
Academy High School Vision. What is this? But yeah, this is my favorite thing is Leslie in the chat putting X because I'm not gonna lie, when I used to-
Leslie's name, you actually pronounce the X underscore Haro underscore X. It's actually underscore Haro underscore.
Are you sure it
We don't
isn't
pronounce
cross,
that.
arrow, cross.
Oh yeah, okay. Cross line, underline Haro underline cross.
but yeah, it's
Meritoshal.
Oh yeah,
Toshi from Extra Pen. Go ahead,
yeah.
man.
No, because it's funny. You're bringing up a really good point. Like Japan has this weird thing with like the way they use Roman characters. I guess it's fine because you could do whatever the fuck you want with like what the fuck's English? What the fuck's the alphabet? So do whatever you want. We have stupid shit in English too, but yeah, there's a singer for this band that we like called X Japan, and like for the longest time I never noticed this because it looks like an I. Like his name is Toshi, like Toshi, Yoshi with the T, and it looks like it's spelled that way too, but it's not. It's capital T, capital O, capital S, capital H, and lowercase l. And you'll only really notice that if, like, for some reason they decide to capitalize the other L, which I don't think it's supposed to be. So yeah, it's Toshal. It's Toshal. Toshal.
Toshal. I didn't even know that. That was one of the things where I was like, what the since when?
Yeah. And like, I'll admit, I don't want to make fun of this shit because this is the kind of shit that we have to do all the time. But like, the labels and the management are very anal about some of these like not romanizations, stylizations, because like they're like, oh no, the name is all caps. Make sure you spell it in all caps. Like, I think for the longest time, Duran Gray, they're another popular like sort of VK band. Their name was spelled capital D, and then everything else capital D, the D, and then everything else would be lowercase letters. But now it's all caps, and I'm like, oh my god, guys, does it matter that much? but apparently it
Did
does.
they change it?
They did. At some
See,
point,
turn gray logo. I want to see this.
at some point, I had to.
Oh yeah, huh? You're right.
Yeah,
It
at some
used to
point,
just.
like when I was like doing something official with them, I think we covered their concert like 6 years ago, and I was doing something official with them. When I sent it back, they're like, "Oh, every instance during gray, you have to change it. It's all caps." I'm like, "Ah, shit," that kind of thing.
I see their old logo here. Holy shit, is lowercase. But now it's like
Gemma 66 is pronounced Gemma. Germa
It's
double six.
Germa.
Cross Haro Cross. It's funny because I know Leslie's making a joke about we were making that joke about her name being Cross instead of X. Whenever I see a name with like X underscore blah 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 X underscore, I think of there's this particular MySpace picture, and you probably know what I'm talking about just by describing it. It's this kind of anime girl, and she's kind of like an emo, like goth looking anime girl, and she's carrying a cross, or she has a cross behind her. It was a very popular like profile picture that a lot of like all the emo MySpace girls would have. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know if you ever seen that image.
and
Let me see. If you Google emo anime girl MySpace. Oh, I'm gonna get some weird shit. Hold on.
hey, this art right here look hella good.
Actually, it
gonna
comes up.
say-
I mean, it doesn't come up right away, so I don't know.
Oh
if
wait, is it the girl in the red plaid and she has white hair and she's holding
Cross.
Yes, I can. Oh god.
So, yeah, she's a plaid. Okay, now that I see it, I can describe it more better. It's like this blonde girl. She's a red and black plaid skirt, and she's like there's like a cross. Well, she's not carrying. I think she's like leaning on it, but there's a cross behind her. So whenever I see anyone with X's in their name, I think of this fucking profile picture, because that reminds me of that bullshit. So yeah, that's that's Leslie. I'm sure Leslie had that as her MySpace picture. If she even had MySpace, I don't know if she had MySpace.
Leslie was a MySpace emo? What?
Oh, MySpace.
I think Leslie did have MySpace. I think we're at the age to actually do have MySpaces.
I need to get someone older on one of the other nights when Nyaru can come on and we can talk about MySpace days, because I have some.
I had like my fucking MySpace page was fucking hella tight. Not hella tight. I made it simple as fuck, and it was all Hide. It was all Hide themed. By the way, he did pass away yesterday or 2 days ago if you're in Japan. So rest in peace, Hide.
I meant to mention that earlier when you were talking about how I gave you the stuff, like I could have kept it for Fanime. I didn't know this. I mean, I knew it, but I wasn't thinking at the time that I brought it to you right before, because most of the stuff I gave you was Hide stuff.
I know. I kind of like it was like what a coincidence.
I know. You
Like
can go.
what a fucking coincidence.
One of the books I
Crazy.
gave you, I gave him a couple books. Like one of them is a MOOC, but they call it a magazine book. But the other one I gave him was like the sheet music for all of his singles, so you can go like play them on like.
Are you gonna? Were you gonna bring them too? If you're gonna go to Fanime, or are we just wait another time?
Oh, I'll probably give you some more shit because I have a lot of heat shit to give you, but because it's shit
Just-
I want to get rid of, and
We will be drinking though, so I have to. You have to try to make me remember to take it back because I was just like, because can you imagine? I already know you're gonna give it to me. We're gonna drink, and I'm gonna fucking leave and forget it.
No, there was some card captor Sakura stuff that I was meaning to give to Garway for the longest time. It's funny because that was even before me getting rid of it.
is that her tattoo on her leg?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
Okay.
like. But I was gonna give her some card captor Sakura stuff, like basically every card captor shit I have, because I just don't want a lot of anime shit anymore. And it took me like
Fucking
bringing it
weeb.
to NorCal like 4 times, like like 4 different like events and cons till she finally took it, because like I keep bringing it and she keep forgetting it.
Did she take it? So was it this time that
No,
she actually
she-
took it? Or was it, okay.
She took it She took it the last ALA, the like 2020, the last. 'Cause she
Oh,
actually brought me that year, but yeah, she took it then. Anyway, back to anime. But yeah, names are stupid. That was it.
It's okay. I keep on getting Jujutsu Kaisen. For some reason, I mixed it up with Attack on Titan, so I called it Jujutsu no no Kaisen. And Leslie was like, "What are you saying?" I was just like, "That's the name." And she's like, "No, it's not." And I was just like, "Oh shit!" I was thinking about Shingeki no Kyojin and Jujutsu Kaisen, and I kind of just like mashed it together, and I was like, Jujutsu no Kaisen. She's like, "What the fuck is that?"
Well, there are times. Funny you bring it up. There are times when like anime, like what the fuck is Attack on Titan called? Attack on Titan is
Shingeki no Kyojin.
there you go. there are times when I'll hear like the truly hardcore weebs call it that, but I think but it has an official title, and I'm like, why are you still calling it that? And it's actually funny because I'm kind of experiencing that now because I didn't want to say "ya boy Kongming" because I actually hate that title, but like that's what the anime is known as here. So it's like, oh, it's "ya boy Kongming." Um, so
Oh
what people,
yeah.
yeah, because I think it's Parpe Kome, which I think is Kome is what they call Kongming in Chinese. I mean, in Chinese, Japanese. Sorry, that wasn't me racist. That was just me just screwing up my languages there. Because he is a Chinese character.
Wow.
He's a Chinese character. So in Chinese, was it you, Weston, who sent me that one meme where it's all like, "It's me, Zhuge Liang," like courtesy name Kongming. I forgot who sent me that, but yeah. Anyways.
I probably, and if not, then somebody else.
Anyway, that's shit like that. I don't know. Anime titles are funky. Just call it whatever. Who cares? I know.
I mean, like,
I was just laughing because like I was like JD's gonna cancel me for saying that Chinese Japanese thing there right there, and he did. I just want to point out again that the character Kongming is Chinese. That's why I said that, not because in my head. Anyway, like the people who call it Boku no Hero Academia. Wait, who
I
calls
actually say that. Like that, I'm guilty of I call it Boku no Hero Academia because everyone calls it My Hero Academia, or Boku no Hero, and I'm just like, God, this sounds so stupid. Just say the same. But then at the same time, I just call it by that's why I call it Boku no Hero Academia, even though it's fucking so long to say.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Even though I just mentioned having issue with like calling it when the title's stupid, like I don't like the "ya boy Kongming" thing, but like I don't like saying it. But for the most part, I rather prefer using an English title, even if you watch it in Japanese, unless you're talking to a Japanese fan. Just say it in English,
Fuck
it's
you, man.
funny.
I'm just saying Japanese all the time.
This reminds me of like the old school Anime Expo days, like when I first started going, like 15 years ago, when like Death Note was big, and there were people who were calling light like Raito, and people who were calling L Eru, and shit like that.
Oh no,
And
that's weird.
I don't miss those
Alright.
days, to be honest.
it's funny because it felt almost racist too, because it's like I'm pretty sure like it's like don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, especially because it's clearly light and L and so on. And yeah,
I mean, this reminds me of like, you remember like even with bands, like I was like Muck, and they're like, no, it's Muku. I was like, fuck, it's Muck, son of a bitch. They're like, come on.
man, you're not like Conan's overseas name. Isn't Detective? What is Detective Conan? What, case closed? Is case closed? Yeah, I
Case
fucking hate
closed.
it. It's funny because I don't think it has anything to do with the Conan character, who I think would I be more happy with. The Robert E. Howard character. I think it just has to do with like not wanting to get confused with maybe like Conan O'Brien or something. But anyways, case closed.
Fucking that right? Conan O'Brien did go to the Conan.
Speaking of which, that actually annoys me because the character has always been, and it's been officially, because I think it has to do with like the way certain regions would pronounce certain names, but like the character is called Conan. That's the way you pronounce his name. But because Conan O'Brien pronounces his name Conan, it annoys me that if you watch any Conan media, and it won't be like all the way through, but you'll have people who call him Conan. If you watch Conan, I almost did it right there. If you watch Conan the Barbarian, half the characters call him Conan. even though Conan O'Brien wasn't even a thing. But I'm saying like I think it's gotten worse since then. But anyways. Oh yeah, Conan. That makes more sense. Anyways, I yeah.
Yes, he went there and he was just like, a city just for me.
I forgot about that. Anyways,
anyway,
there's more anime to watch. Well, what was the next thing we were talking about before? Actually, the name. I forgot what the fuck it was. Oh, I lost it. There was one more funny name I wanted to talk about, name thing that pissed me off. I will say this wasn't what I was gonna say. Is even though I just got really crazy about like stuff like that, it kind of ties in with the Conan thing. It still upsets me to this day when people say manga.
Manga.
Don't
The
do that.
manga.
It reminds me of the Mario thing.
Which
Oh,
you
yo,
do.
I just watched a video where someone's just like, yeah, about Mario. And I was like,
Like the Super Mario Brothers. Like,
how'd you
do
get
that.
a long A from that?
And it's funny because I
Ah,
watched I watched a video recently. It's probably it probably happened because of May, but I watched a video recently where they were trying to defend the Mario pronunciation, and I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Go listen to an Italian person say that name. They'll say Mario. You know, I
Mario.
can't do an Italian accent, but they'll do the ah. It's like, why would they say May? That's such a English thing to do. Like,
Yes.
it's an ugly sound when you really think
And
it.
it sounds
May.
fucking ugly.
Goat. You sound like a goat. Like me. Manuel gets canceled again.
Me.
Anyway,
uh,
says the Mexican guy who pronounces his name the American way. Yeah, that's true. But I don't say menial.
hey, who said that? Was that Leslie?
JD said it.
Oh, because I remember Leslie was trying to say how she said your name in the most perfect Spanish accent, and
Manuel.
Manuel's like, "That's not my name. My name is Manuel Figaro." And Manuel's like, "That's not how you say my name." And you are drunk.
I wouldn't. That sounds like something I would do. It's funny because like when I was getting on the bus to go to Offkai Expo, I took a bus there by the way, which is why I have Cali Sword. But I took a bus there, and when I was checking into the bus, they're like, "Oh, first name Manuel." It's like last name, oh, Figueroa, and then they said my whole name because it was a Mexican person driving the bus. They said my whole name in an uber Mexican way, and I was like. Like it's too early in the morning for this. So I'm like, yeah, that's me.
Manuel's
Just
like, "I'm not Mexican anymore now. I'm American." That's the closest. Manuel's trying to distance himself, so he's like, "I'm an American. Stop it."
proud to be an American.
That
We're
damn
We eat apple pies and beans.
anyway.
Yo, when me and my friend learned that song, that's all we were saying. We eat apple pies and beans.
It's funny because one of the mini topics I want to save more of those memes, but like one of the mini topics I want to do for the future was like America represented like in Japanese media in general, but anime too. Like there's that one thing from Aikatsu where like there's that one girl's like, oh, what a great place America is. She's like dancing or whatever. It's like what the fuck? And then there's isn't it a Spy Family where they're giving I want a gun with a silencer and it's all like
Yeah, it's the same thing.
a kid in America or some shit like that.
No, what's funny is
Yes.
it's like I want a silent gun. It's like if it's on sale, we'll get it.
Is that what is that what they had? Is that what they
Yeah,
said?
that's what he responds like if it's on sale.
Oh, what the hell! I wish I wish the meme would have included that. I didn't know that was the
It
follow
did,
up.
it did include. You just didn't see the one. With
Yeah, I thought I'd seen the full meme. Manual never drives, most likely. Yeah, I very rarely drive. I remember like it's funny because I was talking about the one time I really drove at a convention, and this is a really funny story. I'll just tell this. It's a really fast story. I was with Gare one time at a PMX. It's a very old PMX when it was still in Pasadena, and I was supposed to do a panel, and it wasn't just any panel. It was like a joint panel that I was doing with other people. So I was like one person of like
You smoke too?
4 people. So Gari had some issues that she wanted to take care of. She's like, "Can you come with me? Because I don't want to do them alone." And I'm like, I have a panel. She's like, "Don't worry, we'll be back in time." And TLDR, we went there, and she was taking forever. So and so like I dead ass got out because I was like she was driving. I got out the passenger seat, got in the driver's seat, started the car, and was starting to pull out of the parking spot. And she came back and she's like, "Oh, was it hot?" Like as I turned on the AC because I turned the car on, and I was like, "Yeah."
Manuel's like, I was about to fucking go.
If she literally had come out like 2 minutes later, she would have seen me pulling out the parking lot. But yeah, that was the one thing. Blaze it, wrong joint. Anyways, I miss PMX. Apparently PMX is coming back this year. I don't know. I
mean, they're still recruiting for volunteers, so
Yeah,
possibly.
I hope it does. There's a lot of now that I'm getting more into anime stuff, and I don't know. But everyone, I've been trying to get rid of all my anime figures. I have so many figures. I took a bunch of Chobits figures into book off today, and I think one of them must have been worth a lot of money because I only took like 3 Chobits figures and a bunch of like junk books, and they gave me like $100 or something. And I'm like, one of those figures must have been expensive, and they were open.
Yeah.
They were
No, those
open.
Chobits were probably like hundreds.
To be fair, I've had a lot of like, I do. One of those figures was like it was a melting. Like I remember like we did an episode on anime figures once. Excuse me. And apparently, when figures get like are stored improperly, they get like this like slime on them. And I thought they were melting, but apparently that's kind of normal. You just like you wash it off, like kinda. You have to wash it off a special way. One of the Chobits figures had that, and I forgot how to actually do it, so I just wiped down. But when I was getting to the store, I noticed that I was like, "Oh shit, it's coming back." I'm like, "Hope they don't notice that when I'm selling it." But apparently, they did it. Gave me a ton of money for it. Um, More power to them. But then again, um, even though I've mentioned that, like, I probably leave money on the table when I take things to book off and they like lowball me. Um, th- I have noticed because I was bored one day, like a couple weeks ago when I took them shit, that some of the shit I've sold them like 2 years ago, like before the pandemic, are still there. So, like, imagine if I was trying to sell it at like a regular retail price, I would still have it, and that's like not the point of what I was doing. You know what I mean to say? But anyways. Oh, the Pokemon cards, yeah. I'll sell you those fucking those cards, Nestor. Give me an offer and I'll fucking sell them to you, as is.
I mean,
Um,
those cards are worth a pretty penny.
yeah, I mean, I'll sell them for a couple hundred, like a few hundred, because like getting them graded is a pretty nice chunk of money. Well, I'm gonna try to hold on to them, and I don't know. I'm coming out of my little dire straits period, but that's a story for another day.
I keep trying to schedule to meet up and sell some of your stuff, but then you're like, I'm busy.
Yeah, it's funny because like like nothing crazy because like the really good shit I'm still holding back on, but I've already been selling a bunch of my shit, like even the PS2 games and the PSP games.
God damn it.
Well, I'm mainly selling the disc-based games. I'm selling the shit that's closed, like sealed still, because not even because I want the most money, but because I don't have to bother with condition of the disc, which I don't feel like writing for everything. You know what I mean to say? Like it's new, you get what you get. Whether everything else, I'm like, oh, the manual, like I sneezed in it once, and like the disc is a little scuffed, you know, that kind of shit. So yeah. Anyway,
Even if it's scuffed, as long as it plays, it still
yeah, exactly.
counts.
Yeah, he needs money to pay me back. Exactly. I need all the money. Like I technically have like run up like, you know, low key debts here and there. But anyway. Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon when Manuel isn't like doesn't have everyone beating down his door for money that, you know, he doesn't have. Anyway, back to
I swear to
anime.
God, I can literally just go to your place and point out a few things. It's like, I'll make this much money. Just give it to me and I'll make it the money. But like you said, I'm busy.
So
How
fucking
much is
Wesley basically said that he could flip that shit.
I have a brand new sealed Sola to Robo DS game. Sola. And apparently that's like the holy grail of DS games. Hold on, let me
Yes,
see.
it is.
Even loose, it's $250. Complete but open, it's $500. As a matter of fact, I don't see a new one. Hold on, let me type in new.
No, what? Type it in. Type it in
Yeah,
the chat
there's
room.
no.
And
Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody got one graded, and they're selling it for $1,400. Oh, here's one
fuck
not
that.
graded. Yeah, for 1,400. And I have. I'm not gonna grade mine. I'll sell mine. You can get mine ungraded for like. Give me 600. No more than 5. If it's 500, oh, give me 750. You can get it.
Type it in the chat room so I can look it up.
Anyways. So I already. Anyways, I'll get it in a second. Anyway, back to anime. What's the next thing besides after the funny names? I forgot what I said
Comfort
earlier.
anime.
Oh, comfort anime.
We've had the topic up this whole entire time, but man, we were just talking over it. But yes, we were finally to comfort anime. So what?
Well, I didn't realize how much time we've gone through. I didn't realize we spent so much time on all the other.
I mean, we're having a lot of fun. It's like, you know, we're flowing. We just have to, you know.
Even flow.
It's funny because like even though I sold
comfort
off
anime.
literally every anime I own, like DVD wise, physical media. First of all, I'm not a huge fan of physical media because especially now, I officially, unless it's a game system, I don't have a way to play discs at the moment. Period. At all on any of my devices. Like, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like, I had to put that shit into, like, I had to hook it up too. I had to put that shit into my PS3 or PS4 or PS2, I guess. But yeah, I'm screwed. Even that, like, my fucking Wii and Wii U don't play DVDs, so yeah, I'm just fucked. So yeah. Anyways, I kept my Dirty Pair Flash DVD, and I kept some of my Cutie Honey DVDs. 'Cause, there's a version of Cutie Honey. Yeah, it's called Re Cutie Honey. Not Re Cutie Honey. Sorry, it's called Shin.
That's
Re is the one from the '90s. I mean, like late '90s.
then
But early
Shin is
Shin
the one after.
Shin is the one that's like the OVA one, where it's a lot more like violent and titties out.
Or
That's
Shin the
the
Okay,
newest
continue.
one is Go. No. Actually, let me Google this real fast because I want to make sure I'm getting the right Cutie Honey. By the way, fun fact:
the one with the
name-
with the titties out is New Cutie Honey, which is I think it might be she.
that's the
That's
one.
the one that I watched. This is the one that I realized I was like, what the fuck? What is these anime titties?
Yeah, and that was one of the very first anime I've ever seen. Also, by the way, fun fact: Cutie Honey,
'Cause
either
ADV.
IE or EY, they've spelled Cutie Honey different ways each time. I think officially it's IE. Sorry, I don't know. Why do I keep?
2004.
Okay, finally I found it. Sorry, I could not find the page for the actual thing. Yeah,
Oh,
there's
Cutie Honey Go Go.
that's the one I'm thinking. Isn't the new one? That's the new one, I think. Go Go.
That is the new. It's one of the newest
That's like,
ones.
I think. Oh yeah, there was a live action one. There's a movie and a TV
And there's
show.
a live action. Yes.
But Shit Cutie Honey, aka New Cutie Honey, I kept that DVD because I fucking love that show. That one and the original Dirty Pair Flash. Dirty Pair Flash. I think are my favorite anime to watch regularly, and Bubblegum Crisis, the original. Those three are probably my favorite ones.
Was Tokyo 2040 Boo Boo?
I didn't like it.
I just thought the art was cool. That's it.
Well, it's funny you say that because I'm not a fan of that early 2000s-ish anime where it's like it
I
looks
thought
so.
that was like.
I think it might have been
like
late 90s.
90s.
Like that turn of the century looking anime look because you could tell they were starting to use more digital shit.
Yeah.
So a lot of the colors, to me at least, I don't know if anyone else really was bothered by this. A lot of the colors would look like they just used the fill tool. Like, you know what I mean? Like you just click like, oh, that's blue, that's red. You know what I mean? And it's like just a solid. It looked too clean. Is what I'm trying to say. I like.
I miss. Manuel missed when everything was written on like real parchment.
Manuel 9 times. What I
He's like cave drawing. He's like my first manga was the cave drawings. Just kidding.
It's like
We're terrible.
I want to stick with the
Like-
silencer. Whatever. Like, you know, whatever the mammoths have on sale. I don't know. A Spy X Family
Wait,
Beast.
so what is your comfort anime then, if that's the case? If that's
If I
the
had to
things
pick
that you
one,
kept.
one, it's Dirty Pair Flash. Actually, and I did a DTL on that anime. That's my favorite one. That's probably even back then. I actually in the disc, like one of the fun fact, I tried to sell it and they actually wouldn't take it because the discs are a little beat up. They still play, but because I actually watched that a lot. Like I watched them when they were on Showtime Beyond. And then I recorded them when they were on Showtime Beyond, and I watched them on the VHS tapes, and then even on DVD. Like I used to put those on, like, you know, as background noise, like before Netflix is really a thing. So yeah, that's definitely part of my comfort one. And I prefer the dub. And as far as I know, as of the second, you can only watch the dub on those DVDs. As far as I know, I think there's some thing about getting it like re-released with the dub again. But yeah, right now that dub only exists on the DVDs. And I mean, you could bootleg it. I'm sure you could fucking go to like a torrent site, but that's, you know, that's another story.
You're like, who's really seeding this?
Yeah, exactly. Seeding Dirty Pair Flash in 2022. What's your comfort anime, Weston?
It really depends on mood. Like I was watching cyberpunk movies, and I just started watching Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. I just love cyberpunk.
Oh, Standalone Complex is really good.
I like the first one
one
better than the second.
Yeah. I was gonna say the first Standalone Complex is really good. Actually, I like the Ghost in the Shell movie. The movie,
Yeah,
was
the
great.
movie-
That was-
I would say that was like the first time I actually seen anime titty was in her.
Yeah.
Hey,
I was gonna say
same
that.
here. Ghost in the Shell was my first like anime titties too, and I think it might have been one of my first. It's either that or Fist of North Star.
No, I remember. I've mentioned this many a time before, but if you want to hear Manuel's first anime titty, fun fact, it was it was from Devil Hunter Yoko. Uh,
Oh yes, Devil
That's
Hunter
a
Yoko.
classic.
Oh.
I'll never. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, like, so formative to Manuel's youth. I remember the exact scene, even though I barely remember the anime.
Was it when she was on her bed
She was like on her
and she
phone. And she's
gets
like,
that? She gets she.
she moves and like titty comes out of
Uh
her like
huh.
tank top. It blew my mind.
That
Not even that
someone
there was
put that
nudity.
much detail into it, and
Yeah.
they were like, "Whoa!" Like you had to step, you had to press the stop and pause,
Yep.
the play and pause button.
I'll never forget that. Like I don't remember what the fuck that show was.
Uh,
I mean, obviously she fights demons or devils or whatever the fuck. Who knows? I don't remember anything else from that show. I didn't watch the whole episode. It's not like I just like watched titties like it just just like kept rewinding it. But I did rewind it though. But um but I watched that and it blew my mind. And I think I rented it. Like I really was not expecting titties at all. I thought I was gonna watch something like, Dragon Ball-ish. And I don't think Z was even out in the US when I rented this tape, so I'm talking about original Dragon Ball. I just thought it'd be kind of actiony, it'd be like a fun thing. Though I'd watched Slayers, there's only other anime I'd watched before, and I was just blew my mind when I saw the titties. I was like, whoa! And because it was an OVA, they were animated like in ways you don't really see in TV anime. So yeah, it blew my mind. Yeah, that's the face I did. What Leslie just did. That's me.
Leslie's all like, what?
what?
I can't. I definitely watched it by myself the first time, but I remember I rented that tape again. It was like the video store they used to be on the corner where I used to live, and when I rented it the second time, I was with friends, and I do remember we paused it there just to be fucking We were like kids, like 12 or something. So yeah. Anyways, maybe even younger than that because like I was definitely in middle school. It's like sixth, seventh grade ish. Anyways. Any other comfort animes? Any comfort anime titties? What are yours at Warren? I don't think we got to you.
No, I don't think. To be honest, I don't really have one.
Wrap it up in a
But
second.
I think it really depends. Like I probably the one that I have watched the most. It's because it just depends on what I actually rewatched. I'd probably say, believe it or not, it's those Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
It's funny you say that because I've never seen I've seen whenever I bring up Full Metal Alchemist, you know what I'm gonna say. All I know about Full Metal Alchemist is that there's a girl who gets like fused into a dog. That's it. That's all I know about the show.
I mean,
Did
'cause
you
there's
see
so
the-
many, there's so many fucking memes.
I've seen the first episode, but the dog's not in that. Or the girl, whatever that person isn't in that first episode.
No.
Because a friend of mine showed it to me. What also upset me, and I get the character's little boy, I get that, but I found it very unwatchable to watch the dub. By the way, I've never seen anything of Brotherhood, even the first episode. I've only seen the original Full Metal Alchemist.
Thing.
But you know how like the armor is a little brother, so it's a little boy's voice.
Yeah.
I could not stand that voice in the English dub. I don't know who the fuck that is, but I could not stand their voice. I apologize if you're someone I now know, but yeah, I could not stand that voice.
I mean, you're not alone on that.
I like.
That's why people are like that with dubs and subs.
Yeah, I could not fucking stand.
Oh, you
that
guys didn't.
voice.
I liked the dub for.
Aaron,
for,
this.
What's it? No?
Oh, that's
No,
even
yeah.
worse. Because like, it's even
Well-
worse that I'm pretty sure. Sorry, because Mr. Choco said that he was an actual little boy. I can't
Yeah,
stand.
he was an actual little kid.
Like-
you could tell.
If you ever watch Final Fantasy Unlimited, the little boy in that anime was also voiced by a little boy, and it was so painfully obvious. I was like, oh my god. Because at least when you see a child actor on TV or something, maybe it's like, he's kind of cute little kid. It's like I won't brag on him too much. When I'm just hearing his voice, it's like, oh, let me change this. I'm gonna
Boomer's like,
assume,
fuck that kid.
yeah, I don't remember who the fuck dubbed it, but I'm gonna assume the dub was just a woman, like an adult woman dubbing the little boy, like
Oh,
the
like
way anime.
Goku.
I'm gonna assume it's an
Like
adult
how they
woman.
had Kid Goku. I mean, actually, Goku in general is dubbed by his Japanese dub is a grill.
So yeah.
No, it's by a grandma now.
Oh, yeah, supposed to
Okay,
say.
yes, she's super old. But yeah, Full Metal Alchemist. I don't know. I think it just depends on like, cause it just like honestly, I don't really have like comfort anime, but there's just some scenes in certain anime that I really like that are just like oh fuck, that make you kind of just like having to rewatch everything again. It was fucking worth it.
Well, the
Because
good.
like,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
oh no, I'm just saying it's just like that's like for Full Metal Alchemist and only for Brotherhood in general, it was really good for me. Like I fucking loved it, and I spent like my whole summer like watching it, a few summers watching it. But there's like a scene where was it when Roy Mustang he was fighting was it Lust? She was like I can't die, and he was just like I don't give a fuck, and he kept on burning the shit, bam bam bam.
Fucking
Right, he snapped,
blowing her
and
up.
I was just like, "Damn, dude, I know that." I was like, "Fuck," it's just like I don't give a fuck. That's it. Like, it was one of those moments where I was like, "Damn, that's some powerful shit." But I mean, there's more behind it of why he did it.
Yeah, there
But
was a
yes.
big old reason why, but it was like fuck the way he reacted.
I
Yeah,
kinda
I
wanna
would,
watch-
dude. Like when you think about it, I would literally, if I found, let's just say, if I found a person that did something to somebody that I loved, they would be getting that treatment. You know what I mean?
You would snap, yes.
It's like, so quite yeah, right.
Literally
Metaphorically.
snap.
So he literally snapped her. Yeah, Manuel, it's not bad. Like it's. I skipped out watching the regular one, and people just said to watch Brotherhood
Yeah.
because it was out. So
No, yeah, everyone's saying Brotherhood is
it's
better.
worth.
Said
It's
this
worth.
before.
Like
This before the
it's long.
big-
It's worth.
my only problem with Full Metal Alchemist was that I specifically remember when it came out, and because you know
Was
how
it the
dubs
shit?
are, it came out
Oh.
kind of late. But like almost as soon as it came out, they're like, "Oh yeah, Brotherhood's coming out," and I'm like, "It's the same show," and I know it's different. It's like follows the manga more or whatever, but it just
No,
reminded
it actually changes a lot.
it
Like the
reminded
first
me-
few episodes is pretty much the same as the actual first. Like it's pretty much the same as the first anime, but then it kind of like after a few episodes, it fucking goes into a different direction.
Before we wrap this topic and the show up, I need to know: is the dog girl in both of them?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know about the first one. No, but
So the dog girl's in Brotherhood and apparently in the first one. So okay, that's all I needed to know. I never got to the dog girl in the first one, but apparently it happens early. So yeah,
Yeah, it's like the
it does.
third-
It's
yeah. Because whenever I bring up that I watched like the beginning parts, like you didn't see the dog girl, I'm like, oh, but they don't expect other people don't call it that, but you know you didn't see that, and I'm like, no.
Chimera.
Yeah. All I know is apparently it upset everyone. Because
That motherfucker was Hojo, okay? That motherfucker was Hojo. But he didn't make nothing good because he didn't make no Sephiroth. He just made
You just made
he made a dog grill. And not
Yeah.
even a cute one. That one's just like kill me, just kill me. You're better off killing it.
I
I
gotta
shouldn't
watch
be
the
laughing,
show.
but yeah, it's pretty good. I
I'm gonna
like
go-
it.
I mean,
I
I'll
like
figure
it
out a
lot.
way. I'll see if there's a legal way before I start like
It's on
going on
Netflix.
site. Yeah, like, I'll
I
see
think
if-
it's on Netflix.
Oh,
I
good,
think
then
it's on Netflix.
Well-
That's how I watched it.
shout out to Warren.
Oh yeah, and then my other one is G Gundam. That's all I'm gonna say.
Shin Gundam.
everyone's G Gundam. Everyone's like, you gotta watch G Gundam. This is the best thing ever.
I'm
Tomorrow.
surprised that people are. I thought everyone was fucking horny for like Gundam Wing, which is it's pretty mid. Not gonna lie, too much political.
if you-
right?
I mean, if you grew up with Tanami, you grew up with Gundam Wing and G Gundam.
Yeah, I remember
Yes.
when I was a
G
kid,
Gundam
the,
was
my local 99-cent store, like my little hole in the wall 99-cent store, used to sell the Gundam Wing DVDs. So I watched a lot of Gundam Wing or Gundam W. I watched a lot of Gundam Wing through that. But anyway, bro, 08. Oh, 08. That's a Gundam thing.
MST, that's like one of the best ones. I highly recommend
Yes, yeah, eighth. That's the one that wait, is that the one? Because I've only watched one episode, and that was on. I think it was on Toonami. Was that the one where the vision was out and the guy had to walk out and he was just like point the gun this way and he pointed and he's like then you could fire and kill the Zog. I think he was there.
Boot one,
Was
whatever
it
that
eighth
means.
MS team. I think it is eighth MS team. Yes, that's the one that I watched and I really liked, and I never watched it again.
Well, it's funny because we didn't get around to brainstorming the anime topics for the rest of anime, but in my own head, I already kind of came up with a bunch. I'll write them down and we'll get to there. I kind of
Write them
want to do
down now before you forget.
Oh
actually.
yeah, it is the 8th MST. Okay, this is the.
I'm gonna
Okay,
stop
continue.
But
Sorry.
yeah, I'm going to but anyways, this is anime month. We might, and JD doesn't quite know this yet, we might skip one of the weeks closer to the end of the month because of anime.
Anime.
But honestly, schedule's looking out. Actually, I'm pretty sure. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? I can tell you this right now. I don't think I'm gonna want to do the Tuesday after Fanime because that's literally I'm probably gonna come back to LA that morning, so I'm probably not gonna do that one. And I think Nyaru can't do that one either. So yeah, the 31st.
In June, I won't
Like
be able
4
to
weeks.
do anything with you guys in June.
You're going to Georgia.
I'm leaving to Georgia on the 2nd and coming back on the 22nd.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So yeah, anime is
And
gonna be the rest of the week. Nyaru should be back. If you watch tomorrow's
But
gaming
details gonna be
stream-
dead by then, so.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
but if you watch tomorrow's gaming stream, which would be myself, Warren, Snacks playing Elden Ring, I will answer the question about my childhood actress crush. I actually have an answer for both of those, so yeah, tune into that. I'll talk about that tomorrow. Yeah, what part of Georgia are you gonna be in? Are you gonna be next to wherever Mr. Taco is? Are you going to Atlanta? I mean,
I'm gonna be in Commerce.
I will say not to say that's where he's from. I'm just saying that's the only place in fucking Georgia I know.
I
don't
mean,
wanna-
I'm over here doxing myself, but it's okay. We got guns.
I don't want to talk to you, but I
Like I'm not
Yeah, no
lying. Like not lying.
know in
Okay,
Georgia
continue.
does live by Commerce. I think I've heard that before, that city before. So yeah,
Mm.
Commerce. Anyway. Oh, the city of Commerce. I don't know what. Just,
Definitely not.
if you don't know what I was doing there, so there's nothing but a G. Things like city of Commerce.
Yes, I know. I was just like, it's not City of Commerce. Nah.
Tomorrow,
That
tomorrow's
Commerce does
gonna
not
be-
get a shout out.
tomorrow's
Too
gaming.
late.
Tomorrow's gaming Elden Ring. Friday's Drink Talk Roll. Saturday, there's no Drink Talk Learn. There'll be one more Drink Talk Learn next week, which is second to the last episode. And then we'll end the show sometime. Oh, shit. You're going to be gone, though. Well, don't worry. We'll figure it out.
What do you mean?
Because I think the next one's going to be in June because I can't do it because
The
of
next
anime
one's
at
gonna
the
be
end of the month.
June Saturday the 4th. I mean,
Yeah, we'll see.
yeah, it's gonna be June 4th.
We'll figure it out. In worst case scenario, you
I
won't
probably
be
will
on
not
it.
be home by then. Yeah,
Well,
because
we'll figure it out.
we'll be driving out on the 2nd.
But yeah, penultimate episode is next week. And yeah, that's it with that. Thank you, Weston, for showing up. He showed up very last minute. Thank you.
No
Because Nyaru wasn't able to. It was a really fun episode. Like I don't think we've had one that was actually mostly on topic, and that we kind of shot the shit anyway. So yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, that's that. Thank you, Warren, for also actually I forgot you kind of were last minute because I meant to ask because it's funny I knew that JD couldn't host when you were at the hotel room at Offkai. And I meant to ask you then, and then obviously you know what happened. You died.
I don't know what happened. What are you talking about?
He was
Nah, I know what
mostly on
happened.
top.
I got fucking destroyed.
Got destroyed by a guy named Yak.
Yak. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Good night. If you're on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. If you want to support us on Patreon, patreon.com/A2J Connections. And shout out to Ed and Kenneth, the current patrons. And if you're watching on YouTube, leave us a comment. Give me a dislike if you hear me. I don't care. Actually, no. The only reason I gotta stop saying that is because you can't see the dislikes anymore on YouTube. I said that on the Deep Drink Talk roll, and I could see that we have 12 dislikes, but no one else can see we got 12 dislikes. So yeah.
It's time for me to go over there and dislike it.
Anyways, peace out. Love you all. Thank you for watching. Good night. Peace.
Good night.
Night.